A lot of people say, how did there get to be so many pythons out there in the Everglades? You guys, like you said, have pulled thousands of them out of there. These things have been caught with tons of eggs, right? Can you explain to folks how the reproductive system works on these things? Like, have you ever found a snake with like tons of little babies ready to
Oh,
hatch?
yeah. I mean, that is why they're an issue. I mean, so the way that these snakes work is very similar to a lot of other apex predators. When they have babies, they have a ton of babies because they anticipate that out of that huge group of animals, one or two will make it to adulthood. So these pythons, I have regularly, every breeding season, I'll catch a female that has over 70 eggs in her. The one
Oh,
as big as our she could potentially have up to 120 eggs.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Holy
So if you're looking
cow.
at 120 eggs, have over a 90% hatch out rate, so they're very, very fertile. And then of those babies that hatch out, you're looking at one or two will hypothetically make it to adulthood in their native range. But the problem is they're so good at surviving, and our animals here are not exactly built to deal with them. They have a much higher rate of success, and that's where the numbers are really exploding from, because you're going to have all those animals, but these Burmese pythons in a year can go from fresh out of the egg. They hatch out at about 2 feet in length. In a year, we've seen them reach 5 to 6 feet in length. Now, that is already as big, if not bigger, than almost all of our native snakes. With the second year, they can be over 8 feet in length. And at that point, they've surpassed even our largest native snake, which would be the Eastern indigo,
Hmm.
which has maxed out somewhere up there, 9 foot range. They're already at that spot. So once they get over that size, they have very, very few predators that'll actually be able to take them out. It really just comes down to alligators, cars, and people.
These pythons are starting out fresh out of the egg at 2 feet long, and that already puts them well ahead of our native snakes as far as size. And I mean, they're consuming, what our native snakes would consume as prey. And I mean, so from the get go, they're causing a huge imbalance, in the natural habitat.